boy, they changed the whole thing on how this start. It's like your stream machine is bubbling up, making sure everything is, and before it just says this may take up to 2 minutes. So, guess they're improving on. Well, welcome everybody to what will be called.
Lies?
This is probably the last retro type review. By next week, we should have new graphics, new intro, and a new name. So, but anyway, and just till whenever whoever gets here, I want to talk about those things that I've noticed that really annoy me about Hollywood, and them taking movies for one and turning them in, or taking TV series, and especially the old ones from the 70s or the 80s, the really good ones, and turning them into movies that are nothing more than a joke on the TV show. And the reason I say that is because, like, perfect example, when they made that Dukes of Hazzard movie, I don't think they casted one character right, in that whole thing. You know,
No.
I mean, they turned it into a joke. I mean, you had Bo Duke being in love with his car, you know, playing this tape in the car. Uh, Uncle Jesse was a little off than the real Uncle Jesse. I mean, but still, Willie Nelson could have played that part, but a little different. But they turned that whole movie into one joke after another, you know. And since when you got, Roscoe being a hard ass when he was the joke of the original show, kind of, because he was a goofball sheriff, he kept fucking up. Or, or a thin boss hog. Now, since when are you going to have a thin? I mean, Sorrel Brook was on the heavy side, right?
Yes, he was.
And Burt Reynolds, it was the worst casting job ever for one of these things. And not to mention Jessica Simpson,
It's Daisy Duke.
as Daisy Duke. Since when is Daisy Duke a blonde? And they kind of made her kind of ditzy too. I don't know.
Well, Jessica Simpson isn't.
If you're going to do some of these things, at least do it right. I mean, they took Fantasy Island and turned it into something that some of us that grew up on that show couldn't watch.
Well, the ones I really have a problem with is what they did with 21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah, there's even and the supporting cast when they did it the second time, the original cast was supporting actors in that role, and it's like, really, you guys support this shit? Chips was another one they did that with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they put this comedy spin on them and thinking, what the hell? I mean, that's like the one when they go and remake some of those movies and stuff. Oh, we got to make this one politically correct. Where in the comic books does it say that the one family adopted the other one and they were black?
No, you mean
You know what I'm talking about now?
the latest the latest
Fantastic Four
Fantastic Four?
parts. Yeah. But they had to do it just to make it politically correct.
Well, that happened. That one actually happened when Fox still owned it.
But still, doing this shit
I
is
know.
You know, they've got so many shit movies out there based on stuff that you could have made a better movie out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Fantasy Island was a really good show. And if they would have done it right,
They took it and turned it into a horror.
right, exactly. And it's like, motherfuckers, leave the horror genre alone. You know, you got enough stuff that you can take from whatever and turn into a movie. You know,
Hmm.
video games. But then they take those too far too. I mean, they should have stopped after the first three Leprechauns. You know, and the only reason I say the first three is because I liked the third one when they went to Vegas. Warwick Davis's limericks in that third one were funny as hell. You know, but after that, it's like with Hellraiser. They took it too far. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. You know, I mean, what the fuck? They don't have no new imagination or can't come up with something new. I've been watching, because of Fear fans. I end up watching some of these horror movies that I never watched, never saw before and stuff. And there was a couple of them that were brilliant, but again, they got many, many sequels to them.
Hmm.
Like Saw, many sequels, but the first one was great. It's just like, come on, they got to stop somewheres, you know, or do a better casting job and stop making jokes out of old things. I mean, the comedians can't even work today, half of them. Think about it. If you had a comedian from 1970s or early 1980s doing their stand-up act from back then, it wouldn't fly today. They'd be censored. They'd get all kinds of bad publicity off of it because the world's turned into a bunch of pussies. Everybody's gone soft. Everything's offensive.
Yeah.
Well, think about it.
No, I agree.
I mean,
Everything.
I was watching, like, what is that show? AGT, America's Got Talent, right?
Hmm.
And they had a comedian from some other country on there. He made me chuckle a little bit, but they give him all these stars, but it's like, man, I bet if he was able to really feel comfortable and let loose, the guy would have been hilarious, you know. But he had to be careful of what he said,
Of course.
you know. I mean, George Carlin, he would be having a heyday right now.
Oh hell yeah, him. So you got George
Because
Carlin.
he
You
was
got
one that was always talked about the real shit that was happening. How, if they would have called it, what did he say? If they would have still been calling it, then them veterans would have gotten the treatment they deserved. How they kept softening the word for shell shock. You know, now it's post traumatic stress syndrome. You know, because he's like, we kept softening the tone of the language, and now it's like it's gone. I bet if we would have just kept calling it shell shock, those veterans would have gotten the treatment they deserved. See, he would have been having a heyday. He'd have been loving it. But nobody's got the balls around there to do it nowadays.
right. Well, you kind of wonder what Robin Williams would be saying right now too.
Oh yeah, he was he was a funny man with many voices.
Yeah, and he never really cared one way or the other sometimes.
Hi Ashley, sorry I didn't have the comments open. Oh, I forgot to flip the thing. It's been a while since I've done this. No.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like, you know, the whole thing, and when you went to school in California, what was it like when you were in high school? You know,
Well, I didn't know much
say middle
what
school
like
too.
in high school because when I was in the sixth grade, before I even graduated sixth grade, my parents decided to put me in a Christian academy, and I went through the
Ooh,
Christian academy all the way through to my fucking high school years,
hey, Kate,
and it sucked.
you can come and join us, Kate.
No,
You
you can't,
got
Kate.
the
No,
link.
no, no, you can't. No.
The link is in those two. She's in one of those two chats that I sent the link to. Tom was on the other show too. He might be a bit. So, what was there any bullying going on?
Bullying?
Yeah, bullying.
Yeah, there was bullying, and I wound up kicking the bully's ass whenever I had the chance.
Yeah, but how bad was it in, say,
Okay, when I was in grade school, we had two of them that were bullies. I wound up kicking the shit out of the bully, one of them. The other one left me alone after that. But after I beat the shit out of him, it was on the bus.
all right,
Everybody on the bus is trying to tell me that his brother, we're picking his brother up at the high school. His brother's gonna kick my ass and blah blah blah. His brother fucking congratulated me for kicking his little
I,
brother's ass because
I
he
get
needed
that,
it.
but that's not the point I'm getting to.
But
I
I,
want,
I know the point you're getting to. How bad was it? It was bad enough that people actually, after that incident, after all that, I had kids coming to me for help against the bullies. That's how
right,
bad they were.
the thing is, we didn't have the social media back then.
No, we didn't.
Didn't have cell phones back then, and I'm not blaming all of that, but there's got to be a way to stop it because, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it wasn't too long ago. There was a Watertown girl, 13 years old, got
Yeah,
bullied
I
so
know.
bad that she took her own life.
Yeah, and that was like about a week ago. I know.
And it's very sad, that it has to happen because in our time, yours and mine, the bullies were, well, they didn't
The
have
bullies were taken care
the
of.
technology to continue their attacks on their victims.
In yours and my time, we didn't have the social media. If you
Right.
wanted to bully somebody, it was either going to be when you went out with your crew and met up with another crew and you bullied them, or
Yeah.
they bullied you,
Yeah.
or you did it at school in the schoolyard, and then when you called somebody out, if you didn't want to be called a fucking fake or a coward or a chicken or anything like that throughout the rest of the school year, you showed the fuck up when you got called out, and you either kicked their ass or got your ass kicked. There was no pulling guns, there was no pulling knives, and there was no pulling punches.
No, there was only friends having your back.
That's right.
On both sides.
If you were fortunate enough to have friends, they had your back, and you
Right.
kicked their and
Well,
they
that's
helped you
I'm
kick
getting to
that
that,
ass.
Kate. Yeah. So back then they got dealt with pretty quickly. You know, they didn't come to your home because they didn't dare. Because they would be on your turf, not theirs. Um, but they just there wasn't a lot of this, social media. And the thing, I think that the whole thing has gotten so far out of control with this and letting it happen. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, I don't know, I might be forgetting some of the others, Twitch, you know, I mean, with the video game industry too. I mean, the bullying goes on
Yeah.
everywhere. It can go from your school to they go from your school to yeah, MySpace, to you know, and then there was Yahoo Chat, all kinds of things. And the video games have even gotten and incorporated chat rooms, microphones. So when you play these games, multiple player games, you've got all this stuff in your ear, or you see it come across your screen because there's a chat room for everything, like Four Kings Casino, for example. You know, um, that they can get away with a lot. They tend to can destroy somebody's life a lot easier now. And back when the internet was just brand new, and I remember pointing this stuff out to the kids and stuff, trying to teach them to be safe on the internet. Little did I know how far out of control things were going to get with Facebook and MySpace, because when it first started, there wasn't a whole lot of that. But it was like trying to, you know, prove to them that somebody on the other side can be somebody else that they're totally not. I mean, it could be a man posing as a girl that needs help, or posing as somebody twice as young. Um, you know,
Hmm.
I was trying to teach him the dangers, but I had no idea how far out of control everything was going to get, because they can now take and steal, let's say they're bullying some kid, they could steal their picture, doctor it, with
Hmm.
Photoshop and all the AI technology out of there. That Photoshop could be doctored, and they could be reposted to really mentally destroy the person that they're attacking.
Yep.
And it's sad that they don't have that when this whole setup, like Facebook and MySpace and all of this kind of thing wasn't thought out to put safety precautions or something, more protections to protect these kids, or it's just gotten so far out of control that now they can't fix it.
Well,
I don't see
the
a way
thing
of them
is, the
fixing
thing is, it's they let the algorithm decide what you're going to see and hear and do on Facebook.
it. Right.
And a lot of this should it could have been and should have been stopped in the beginning. Whenever things started to look like they were veering out of control, they should have actually put on the brakes and they should have fixed it at that point. And that would have kept a lot of this bullying bullshit and this social media hacking and all this crap. It would have kept it at a minimum. You wouldn't have had these kids getting their feelings hurt like they do
Or
because
their
of the
picture
bullying,
stolen,
or
and
their pictures stolen, or their IDs stolen, or something like that. You wouldn't have all that shit as much if the fucking ownerships, which I'm talking about Mark Suckerturd, if he would have actually stepped up and had his crew do the job that they should have done.
right. But it's not just there. It's Twitter. It's that new one that's controlled by the Chinese. The one
TikTok,
the TikTok, the one
TikTok, it's
that they were
TikTok,
trying to ban.
and it's TikTok, and
Okay.
the other one it used to be Twitter. Now it's X, and that one's going in the crapper because Elon Musk, he bought it, and he did the same thing Suckerturd did. He went and let he let all the trolls on there, and he's not
Yeah.
regulating
Well,
anything.
he's also acting like that golden clown, firing
And
half his staff right
he's
away.
but he's also acting like the you know like the trolls that he's letting on there too.
You know,
And the shit he's been posting.
and the other thing is then these kids got, what is that, Snapchat on their phone and all
Yep.
this video chatting that
Snapchat
they're
with
doing.
and then all these filters and everything.
And back in our day, you got, if you got bullied, it usually happened in person, in your face, and if you were lucky, you had friends there to protect your ass. But there was a lot of times that sometimes that wouldn't happen. You get somebody picking on you in school, but then they see you, say, at the roller rink. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're just going to avoid you instead of doing the picking on thing, because there's too many people there that are on both sides, and it could have caused like a
Right.
riot. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and
It could cause
and
problems.
and back then, because of the way everything was, you had the music, you had your friends, you had the lights, you had all that food. You didn't want to threaten that getting taken away from us. You know, I mean, there was a lot for us to do, a lot more then for kids to do than there is now, and I think that's also the
Mm-hmm.
other problem. People don't know how to socialize outside of social media. They don't know how to interact with people face to face enough.
No, they don't.
They get it at school, kind of, and but everything is, you're at a dinner table, or you're all the kids are sitting around and got their nose in the phone. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing is, they're texting the person that's sitting right across from them in the same fucking room. You know, the you know that's the thing is, we didn't have these. We had to keep quarters in our pockets to use the payphone to say, "Hey, Dad, come pick me up." Or when we were younger and didn't have a ride and it was getting late. You know, I mean, you had to interact with people a lot more back then too.
Yeah. Yeah. You did.
And it's getting ridiculous because we've got self checkouts at the stores. Now we've got self checkout or self ordering things you can order from your phone before you get to the restaurant, and it's
Mm-hmm.
all paid for, and you just go in there and pick it up, or they bring it out to your car. Where is the socializing? They're taking that all out of, and I got a feeling that the more they take that away, the worse it's going to get. It's going to get a lot worse. You know,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, yeah, that's it. I didn't, you know, I, yeah, they didn't want to be kicked out of the roller rink or the arcade, but yeah, you know, kicked out of school. Well, yeah, that's just a free vacation back then. That's the way we thought of it. If I'm going to get suspended, hell, that's no sweat. But getting kicked out, and back then, you got kicked out of an arcade, they sometimes could ban you, and they would like say never come back again.
Or
It
they
didn't
ban
happen
you
to
for a
me, but
week.
I saw it happen. Somebody caused that much trouble. I don't want to see you in here again. But the guy wouldn't come back and blow up the place either, because he knew what he did was wrong. He'd find another arcade to go to, probably across town.
Right.
You know, that's just it. You didn't get your feelings hurt that bad if you got kicked out of a place either. because you knew damn well it was your fault to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, and there was plenty to do. Well, fuck, I got kicked out of that roller rink. Well, I'll go to the other one. You know, you know, and hopefully they learn. But you didn't have them come back with an AK-47 or 57 or whatever it is and just blow the place up.
AK-47 AR-15.
You know, you didn't get somebody coming back with a gun and blowing the place up either.
Yeah, like I said, like I had already said. All right, in our day, we when we got called out or we called somebody out, we didn't bring a gun, we didn't bring a bat, we didn't bring a knife. We brought our fists. It was a fist to
Well,
fist, all out brawl,
I brought my friends to watch my back
and
because
that's all you brought.
I didn't want to get the numbers game going against me.
That's all you brought was friends
Well,
to
yeah,
watch your back.
you know, and that's just it. You know, there was a code, and
Yeah,
it's like somewhere along the line, this code, and it was like an unspoken code. You know, there was just
yeah,
an unspoken rules that you didn't break. You know, like for example, you know, my brother, this bully started picking on my brother, but you know, my brother, he's got a mouth on him. He had a mouth on him back then, you
yeah.
know.
He still does.
So it's like you know, wrote one of those checks his butt couldn't cash, and he said something to the wrong person, got off the bus, and that person started kicking his ass right out in front of the bus, in front of the school, and everything.
Hmm.
And yeah, he was the bully, but it's like, you know, I didn't stand there and not help him because I was mean. It's that I was only there in case anybody else stepped in, you know.
Right.
And it's like that. You don't. There's certain codes you just don't break. You know, somebody stepped in, I'd have been there. You know, but you don't do that because if I would have sat there and got involved, then Dwayne would have went through the rest of his fucking high school years always having to get teased or
Rely on you
about
or getting
me
teased.
having to have his back all the time.
Yep.
You know, later I did kick that bully's ass, but he that's because he ended up having a beef with me or did something to me personally. You know, it's like he threw a penny at me, I threw it back at him, and it turned into a fist fight. You know,
Mm.
and he was on the losing end. But you know, it's just there's certain things you didn't do back then. You know, like you didn't mess with your best friend's girlfriend, and you know, people break those rules all over all the time nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's not the ones like that you and I were raised on. It's like a friendship type code. You know, there's a difference, and man, I tell you,
Yeah.
it keeps going this way. But sometimes I blame these people for giving up on and letting things go to hell. You know, like yeah, it's a long story, Janet. Um, yeah, it was actually one penny, but yeah, it can do that. So, um, but it's just one of those things, you know, that piss me off. It all adds up, and you just sit here and you watch this, and it's like, you know, the theaters are gone, the drive-in. You know how many drive-ins are left because of technology? Very few.
Yeah, I know. Got him.
You know, if it wasn't so cold that night I was at your house, what was it, last week or the week before that? We were there for whatever. If it wasn't so cold, I think I would have went and
a
saw.
couple weeks ago.
I think I would have went because Beetlejuice was playing at the theater that night.
Hmm.
So
Well, the thing is too with that, Lisa actually looked that up, and the dude wants like 800,000 for that place.
yeah, yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't see it worth that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just it. A lot of people. Yeah, I was talking to the guy and that worked there
Hmm.
as the voice of the place. Um, and he says, yeah, the thing is, whoever bought it would have to put a little bit of money into kind of updating some of it.
Yeah.
You But it's going to be one of these things that's going to be gone permanently, like the roller rinks. You don't find many of them around anymore, and you don't find any arcades around anymore. Yet those are making a comeback. Those retro arcades, but they're not the same. I mean, I've seen, their pictures and stuff and videos and whatever, but it's not the same as when you and I was a kid and had to pop the quarters in there all the time. And, the arcades had an area where you could hang out with friends and there was vending machines and, you know, all this stuff and
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
big area to hang outside in front of it, because they were usually in a shopping mall or, one of those strip malls like. It's unfortunate kids have to grow up with a lot less to do than we had to do. And they're going to spend most of the time indoors like this with a controller in their hand, you know,
Yep.
or their
Kind
phone
of
in
like,
their hand.
kind of like what you've been doing the last few days. Take controller in his hand.
Yeah, but I'd rather be working
I know.
if I could, you
I'm just
know.
giving you shit, and you know it.
And it's not like Final Fantasy where I was on it many hours a day every day. Last night I played golf it with the crew.
Dude,
It wasn't. We didn't
you
stream
when
it.
you when you played Final Fantasy, you lived in there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Uh,
I damn near I came close to it. I'd go to work, and when I'd be done with work, get home, I'd fucking ignore everybody. If I had shit that had to do, I get done right away, and then I ignore everybody and go get on the computer and start playing. I liked it. It was a very fun game, but it was
yeah,
also
but
addicting as hell.
these retro arcades, Janet, that are out
Ugh.
there now, that are popping up all over the place because they popped up a couple before I moved. Shortly after I moved out of Madison, I never got a chance to check them out. But they're like 20, $25 for
Couple
the whole
hours
day or whatever, or a couple hours, and you could
or a
play
whole day.
as much as you fucking want.
Yeah.
And back then, 25 bucks, I'd go through that much quarters in a couple of days in the arcades. You know, I mean, it's I'd pay it, once in a while just to take a trip down memory lane because these retro arcades got the cabinets from they get the cabinets, restore them, whatever, make if they got someplace they get new ones, whatever. But I think the one that I was been following that's out of Chicago, every time they get a new game in, it's like they had to work on it first and restore it
Hmm.
to its former glory. And that is the kind of place I want to visit. They've got all these old pinball machines and old, stand-up video games. And I mean, I didn't realize that when I had that Atari 2600 Pong, how much that was going to take away from kids having it. I mean, oh, go to your room, play your video games. Don't want to see you. Everybody's got TV in their room, color TV, and all of this. And it's back when I was growing up. It's like, go outside and play, and I don't want to see your ass till dinner. Until the street lights go off. Or come on. You know, we were forced to use our imagination. You know, kids today don't have one, and that's a big problem. You know, that's my beef for the night.
That's your B7?
That's my beef for the night.
Your B7.
Yeah. I got a lot more beefs, but they don't need to be aired here.
So you need a 12-foot skeleton?
Yeah, where we're gonna get one. Where are you seeing a 12-foot skeleton?
I don't know. It's just something that I just ran across.
I was driving down. I don't know what road that is. It's like one of the back roads here in town to go from here to Walmart or something. And there's this house, and I swear to God, that's got to be at least 10, maybe a little taller. He's got this big fucking Halloween skeleton outside and two
Mm-hmm.
smaller ones. He's getting ready for Halloween, obviously, but
Yeah, I've already seen a place like that on my route. There's a
some of the stuff that people are coming up with in their yards
sorry.
is fucking amazing. I mean, I wish I could do some of that stuff. I remember when we did that shit. Start on the day of Halloween. But we started inside the garage or whatever, coming up with ideas, but nothing
I know.
until the day before.
I know.
Man, the way you can get so creative now with the technology that they've come up with.
I would actually. I'd love to turn my garage into a haunted house.
It wouldn't take that much.
I know. Wouldn't be hard at all.
You know, the it seems like those Dollar Tree and dollar store places. The
Yeah.
different. They have got some pretty cool shit that you could use and not spend a lot of money. And because it's not all flashy and sparkles and glittery like everything in their store.
Yeah.
If you look around enough, you can find the stuff you're looking for. I mean, back then they didn't even have some of the stuff we were trying to make, you know. And nowadays it's like some people are making pre-making the stuff out of styrofoam, like we couldn't find the tombstones like for the graveyard in the yard. We had to make those. We couldn't find them as easy as you can find them nowadays. Same thing. It's like styrofoam. It's all painted and everything, and you know. And now you
Yeah.
can find them in these cheap dollar stores. You know, it's just amazing what the stuff that they do now that they have in some of these Halloween sections compared to when we were doing that. The haunted house stuff. We had to make half of our shit. You know, I still have a fog machine.
I don't know what happened with mine. I think I
And
gave
that
it
one
to.
that's on the
Actually,
porch,
I think I gave it to you.
yeah, that one that's on the porch with the skull head. It
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, both of them. I had one like it too, but the one on the porch you gave to me, it doesn't work. I never could get it to work.
I don't know. I think your brother fucked it up whenever before he gave it back to me.
But I have one that I've only used once, and it's inside somewheres in the closet, I think. But they didn't have those. I mean, those things are getting cheaper and cheaper now too. Some of them because they got
Yes,
these,
there.
and it would be so easy to do that. I just wish Social Security wasn't fucking with me so much. Sitting on that phone for over an hour a day trying to get somebody, and I was on hold for over an hour. You know, Never got to talk to a real person. I got frustrated after listening to that elevator music, and somebody will be with you shortly. Yeah, it's been over an hour, fuckers. Yeah, I hate dealing with them. I really do. I hate dealing with them fucking.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we're gonna. I'm sure that Lisa's gonna have her ups and downs with him as well.
Well, some of mine I think is because they say Tanya makes too much money. Just barely over the limit, a couple of times because she works overtime. So that's why they keep fucking with me like this.
Well, tell her to quit working overtime.
And she can't help it, but it's like they take the premiums out, and by the time I get it all done and fixed, that that first chunk they took out of my check, they realize they got to send it back to me, and it's like motherfuckers, But you fucked me up. In the meantime, I'm all fucked up because you know barely scraping by, and they say, oh, she makes too much, right? You know, got to get the truck fixed. Don't know how much that's going to be. I can imagine probably going to be a lot because it's the heater motor. Got to have that fixed before winter.
Yeah. I
So
don't know. I don't know if it's gonna cost you a lot to have the heater motor fixed.
I don't know. It's not a normal engine. You got to realize it's the police interceptor engine. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the tires on that motherfucker cost a fortune. Can't believe what they said. I said, what?
Yeah.
What happened to the days where you could get tires for like 25, $15?
Those are long gone, Joe.
It's like, yeah, just like getting a car for a couple $100 that'll last you 4 years, right? That don't work either anymore. And it's all because of technology. Because, the cars have more and more computerized shit in them. So they get more and more expensive because of the technology. But yet the computers get cheaper because the technology gets,
Yeah.
as the
I don't
technology.
know about that. My fucking computer I just bought was $1,400.
Yeah, but see, back in the day, you couldn't get close to what you got for $1,400 now.
And the thing is, what I got. Remember when I told you about it? It's more like It's more like a $2,500 computer because they
Well, I'm
sold
just saying,
this to me. They
I
sold
know what
this
they
to
did.
me, and then
They
yeah,
screwed up.
I wound up getting a better computer than what they actually
But
sold.
but the thing is, you know, back in the day, this computer here to have something comparable to what I got here, it would have cost me close to 4 or 5,000 back in the day. And half the technology that's in this computer didn't exist.
Didn't exist back then.
You didn't have terabyte drives. You didn't have a huge, separate video card with independent memory built into it. Hi, Tom.
Sup?
Uh-oh.
Shit, man.
What's going on, man? What you doing, man?
But it's different.
Man.
Now, but see,
I don't know, man.
what we paid for a hard drive back then.
How hard?
Say going to CompUSA when that store was still around.
That's where I got my first cell phone, bro.
That's where. Well, that was like a candy store for Merck and I.
Yeah, well, I got my first prepaid flip phone from there.
CompUSA?
CompUSA. I got T-Mobile flip phone prepaid.
Circuit City?
No, I didn't get Circuit City.
But when you went back there, hard drives, like for the maximum hard drive, which was like 512 megs back then.
Maximum hard drive.
All right. For like, say, what were we just talking about before the start of Western Digital, right?
Yeah, the Western Digital. You had the Max.
All right, we're just gonna go standard. We don't need, so just a standard Western Digital hard drive. Nothing special, not one of their special ones or stuff like that. 512 megs, a Western Digital would have cost about $300-400. Now, when you were looking for $400, you could get probably, I don't know how big they go now. I mean, they're going into
20 plus. 20. I think I seen one that was 22 terabyte.
And
it's a mechanical drive.
Right. But you're not going to pay $300-400 for some of those drives nowadays.
That one was a little over $300.
But still,
for 22 terabyte.
But still, you could find them a lot cheaper. $300 back then was like the cheaper end sometimes. It's Rick.
Hey, what's going on?
That thing looks so cool.
I told you it's not hard to get. It's the old snap camera. Hey.
I'd have to. I don't want to mess with it like you did.
It's not that hard.
Oh,
really?
I did that once. I've done that one too many times in the past.
Sounds like he needs Viagra then.
That's right. He needs Viagra. I heard him. He said that.
That's a store I wish never went out, though.
What, Circuit City?
No, CompUSA.
That's right. I use CompUSA. That's where I got the chopper from. I pieced it together from computer parts.
That old store had everything to build a computer from the ground up.
Pretty much.
And you can't find that nowadays. You'd have to order everything online. And that's the other thing I'm getting sick of. I don't mind ordering some things online.
I would like to actually spend my money locally.
Yeah, well, that too. But still, I want to go to the store and actually see the item and be able to, read the specs right off the box itself. Not to trust, not that I would trust some moron that would punch it all in, and make sure that it's accurate.
Speaking of that, I got to make a purchase soon. The gimbal that I use to film my videos. In one of the videos I did about a month and a half ago, I was going up a hill and I fell and the thing came out of my hand, the gimbal has not been acting right ever since. When I go back and I look at my videos, like the whole video is like shaky like this
Oh,
now,
maybe
and
it's
I and
you.
I and I actually have to use the
Yeah, no.
anti-shake thing in the editing program I use, Filmora, and like I don't like doing that. It's an extra step I don't need, even though I spent almost $200 on that gimbal,
Well,
and it's
you
still
broke
the
it.
same
You broke
price.
it. You broke it.
It worked before you broke it. Um, that was in some movie. I forget what it was, but yeah, I got to make a purchase myself very soon for that. That gimbal is the life of my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what separates my videos from the guys who just walk around holding their phones in their hand.
Well, I don't walk around with my phone in my hand. Well, sometimes I do, but
That's not what you have in your hand most of
uh,
the time.
but I've got those little. I got a couple of little mini camcorders. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, I have an old digital camera, like it just fits in the palm of your hand like that. But
I think
the
I.
the, the video quality is crap because that was from 2007.
Yeah, the most recent one I bought is a 4K one,
That's why I like using my phone because I get the 4K out of it.
and I like that using that one a lot because what is it? 4K full spectrum. There was something, it was like one that was bought specifically for what I do, where it can catch everything,
OnlyFans.
you know. And then one of these days we'd figure
I
out,
don't think you caught it, Tom.
yeah, I don't call it.
You said it's good for specifically for what you do. I said OnlyFans.
Yeah, funny.
Joe's
No,
got an OnlyFans. All right, no, he's got a Lonely Fans.
no, so yeah, no. So, those cameras are like, nowadays they can hook up to like the internet.
Yeah, you can upload directly
And
from it.
so when we go out and about on an investigation, we could actually, if we had a signal, we could
You can
go
upload
live,
it. Yeah.
but I haven't used that technology yet on there.
No, I just
But
do that on my
it,
cat
it's
on my
got like,
phones.
it's not like back in the day when you had the VHS ones or something. You couldn't switch it to night vision or those
Well, I,
different.
I actually I actually had a VHS or well, they were there. It was VHS, but it was like those micro ones that you had to put into
Yeah, I
another
got, yeah,
mechanism to play it in the VCR.
yep.
That did have night vision
Those were
actually,
Type C. Those were Type C.
but it wasn't true night vision. Like it didn't
No,
sense
it
heat.
wasn't.
It
You
was like
know,
infrared basically.
and it was crappy.
Hmm.
And actually the first VCR or the first video camera that I had, it actually you had to carry around
On your
uh,
shoulder.
a not just that, but you had like a shoulder strap connected to a VCR,
Oh Jesus Christ! Old
and
school.
and the camera would plug into the VCR,
And
and
somebody
you'd
had to
have to
carry the VCR.
and you had to find a
Mhm.
power source to plug that into.
And not only that, the camera was damn near the size of the VCR.
And the only way you could
Bigger.
see, yeah, right, it was just as heavy, and the only way you could see any type of playback is hooking it into a TV.
You
Yeah.
had you
The whole
you had
thing.
to have three people. You had to have one guy with the camera, one guy with the VCR, and the other guy with the generator.
But those motherfuckers were super heavy. It's
Yeah,
surprising though how it went just like the video industry went, and you got to the point where, okay, but see, it went a step further though. See, it went VHS cameras, then you went to the Type C cameras. That's where you needed the VHS adapter to play it in your VCR. Then it went to the discs. Then it went to the mini discs, and now they use the little cards. The digital cards.
right.
The SD cards. You don't even need a disc or VHS or anything in them. But then that leaves them a lot more. They give you a lot more options doing it that way too. You know.
That's true.
Plus, you got a lot more space on that little bitty, that little bitty tiny.
Itty bitty titty committee. Itty
Yeah,
bitty titties.
that was funny. I bet
Yeah.
she
Nobody
wasn't
knows.
expecting that. Nobody was.
Nobody knows that we weren't live when we played golf
Nope,
last night.
no. So there was no copyright violations last night.
That's right, because we weren't live.
That was funny
As
though.
soon as I mentioned that on the Lois' show, she's like, "Oh, you guys were playing golf." I'm like, "Listen,
Yeah, yeah,
without Nick, it's not fun to broadcast it, you know,
yeah, because
because
we
then you
got
don't have the,
Nick
oh
on.
my God, who hit me? What?
You got a birdie?
Birdie. Like a couple of weeks ago when we had Dom on the show, like Dom would be in mid sentence, like, yeah, this, and that, and then birdie. I knew he was getting a little annoyed,
Yeah,
but
well,
he does. He loves Nick.
it's just that laugh.
I know it's infectious. It
Yeah,
really,
it
truly
is.
is.
It's that laugh.
And then Mark, you may not have seen it, but Nick actually sported he put a post up and he sported some Tom's World gear. He had a hat, he had a T-shirt, everything, and I called that out on the one show that we did. And,
Oh,
yeah,
put him on
because
the
all the cool kids wear Tom's World gear, which you can find the link for on This Is Tom's World on YouTube. So youtube.com/This Is Tom's World.
yeah,
Any video has a link to my merch. You can get it. Be part of the cool kids and get the merch, man.
yeah. Get
Both
stalker.
of you guys still have to get it, man.
Get it in yellow and be a stalker.
That's right. Well, only people that get it in yellow are stalkers.
I mean, you got you do got. I swear to God, Chris is turning into a stalker.
Nah. Actually, he hasn't been around all that much lately on the live.
He's probably sitting in jail after his accident.
Sitting there wearing his Towns World yellow shirt. Just
Uh,
I'm ready.
Careful, don't bend over.
Don't drop the soap, man.
I could see that turning into a song. Don't drop the soap, man.
All right, that's the next Suno song. Oh my God, we got to make it. You know what? I'm going to do it while we're here.
I, I actually had to cancel that for a while.
Well, I have the free version. Do you know on the paid version? Did I say it the other night? I don't remember.
No,
On
I
the paid version, you can actually upload a song as long as it's not copyrighted, and it will change the venue of the song. So, like, you could, if it was like rock, you could make it country, you can make it opera, you do whatever you want with it.
really.
And there's an option to do that now on that if you have the paid subscription.
Well, I did have it. I said I canceled it though.
Yeah,
I had to
let's see.
cancel. I had to cancel a few things I wasn't using all the time. So, but that was
Oh my God, I'm making the song. A country song called "Don't Drop the Soap."
soap.
Oh Lord.
Hey, the place he goes. What? I made that pickle fucker song. That was hilarious when I got it in the
Oh
right
yeah,
format. You know,
I'm just waiting for it to load.
it gives it to you in two different versions,
Yep.
and then you can always change that selected version and you know keep the lyrics part of it. And that took a while, but I had to give that one up for a while because I wasn't using it as much, and then I gave up the other one. But I'm going to get them back eventually. Oh, see what I had to get? I had to get a new can koozie.
Ah,
My other one fell apart, so now I got a Packers one. Because I went to my grandson's birthday and it was like a Packers theme where it's like where your favorite sports gear, and it's like I don't watch sports.
well, then I would have been there with my Eagles shirt.
And the last time I watched any sports, I I was watching NASCAR. So, but my Rusty Wallace shirts are kind of old. I was gonna go out and buy a Packer jersey. Go to the store, Walmart, Target, checked them both out. Target had nothing. Nothing Green Bay Packers. But fucking Walmart, $30.
You want to hear "Don't Drop the Soap"?
Prison lights flicker and shadows crawl. Ain't no freedom in these cold stone walls. Steel bars clang and the guards they joke. But in the shower, son, don't drop the soap. Courtyard's empty, the guards patrol. In the mess hall fighting for your soul. Day to day we talk and cope, but in the shower, son, don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap, it ain't no game. In this place there's fear and shame. Hold tight and never let go. In the shower, son, don't drop the soap. Cellmates whisper of hope and schemes, but freedom's just a part of our dreams. Deliverance comes on a rusty rope. For now in the showers, don't drop the soap. Midnight silent, the moon don't shine. Living these days in a single file line. Writing letters, nowhere to post. Remember in the showers, don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap, it ain't no game. In this place there's fear and shame. Hold tight and never let go. In the shower, son, don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap, it ain't no game. In this place there's fear and shame. Hold tight and never let go. In the shower, son, don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap, it ain't no game. In this place there's fear and shame. Hold tight and never let go. In the shower, son, don't drop the soap.
Don't drop the soap, Tom.
That's funny.
That was funny. You heard it here, folks. Don't drop the soap.
That's right. You can only find it on my Suno channel. I don't know what my name is on there. I forget.
Well, you could actually put them over to your Facebook page too.
I could, but I'm not going to put that on my Facebook page.
Well,
Put it on This Is Tom's World Facebook page. Why not? Don't drop the soap. That could be the next viral thing. That could be what separates me from being a millionaire on Facebook.
That thing is, what they did with that is pretty clever.
Yeah, I mean it's different than the other one that I was using, because the other one I was using, it only does it in little bits, and then you got to add to it and add to it and add to it. But with Suno, you can make an entire song.
You just type in
like one prompt,
some words and stuff. And
I said country song called "Don't Drop the Soap," and that's what it came up with.
Right.
It knew where I was heading with it.
Yep. The technology is getting better and better. I mean,
Oh, AI is getting better.
You know, somebody contacted me. Who was it I was talking to? And
Archibald Linkletter.
I tried to explain to them that what they saw was totally fake. They're like, no, I saw a poster for it and everything. Oh, it was a Back to the Future remake. He's like, they're creating a Back to the Future 4. Did you see that? And I said, no, they're
That
not.
was totally fake.
Yeah, it was totally fake, but it looks, they do that. There's this one Facebook page that I follow that's what they're known for, making up fake movies that people want to see or things that are just totally off the wall, right? But this wasn't from them, and I know what he was talking about because I saw the post. But they take and they do this AI image thing, and they say, okay, make a Back to the Future poster, but replace Doc and Marty with this actor and this actor, like
Rick and Morty.
right, you know. But you know, and then they put it out like a movie poster coming 2025 to a theater near you.
Yeah.
You know, and starring so and so and so and so, and you know, not even the original actors. You know, and it's like, you know, yeah, some of it's funny, but it's so good that it makes you think, oh wow, that'd be cool to see. And then you figure out it's fake, and you're like, shit, man.
Well, actually, that's how the sequel for Beetlejuice came about. Like people
Yeah,
made
but
shit like that.
Beetlejuice, the sequel to Beetlejuice was a long time coming. They should have done it sooner, I think. But who knows?
Yeah.
You know, all I'm saying is that the creativity between Tim Burton and Michael Keaton, you know, when they did that first one, I, I, I mean, there was so much stuff going around after that first one, and everybody going, "Oh, you come for your daughter, Chuck," or
We've come for your daughter, Chuck.
"Attention, Kmart shoppers," or you know,
Welcome to Winter Rivers.
right? You know, and it's like so many one liners came out of that people kept repeating. You think they would have done a second one? No, no. Took them what 30 years.
Yeah.
I want to see
Yeah,
it.
30
I
35.
haven't seen it yet, so don't
I
spoil
haven't
it.
either. I'm gonna be looking it up like maybe tonight or tomorrow to see if I can find it online for free somewhere. But now that
Good
it's out,
luck. Won't happen.
oh, listen, I watched Deadpool versus Wolverine like 5 days after it came out online for free. The only problem was like I had to go through a bunch of ads and shit like that.
Yeah,
But
the dark web is still out there.
yeah,
You know, you can find anything you want. You know, I'll wait until it comes to a streaming service or something.
Mm.
You know, I've got plenty of them.
I mean, I was told by Dom that like Beetlejuice actually isn't in it as much as you think he might be,
I don't care.
which is like a letdown.
You know, Dom criticizing a movie, I don't know how to take that. You know, um, I've already read that about the movie. It was part of Michael Keaton's conditions of returning because he didn't want to be in it and overpower the stars. So in this
Well,
case,
he was the star though. That's
right, but still, he didn't want to, you know, overpower the story. So he didn't want to be in the first one that much either. So it's like the same conditions as last time, you know, type
yeah.
thing. You know,
Whoa,
it
Saturn.
was it was
All
actually
right,
Michael Keaton's
sandworms. You know I hate them.
right. It was actually Michael Keaton's choice to do it that way, not be in the movie as much. So you know, but the scenes he's in, I'm sure, are gonna you know steal the scene for a moment each you know each time he appears. Who knows? All I'm saying is, they didn't want Beetlejuice, the character, to overpower the movie. And they did a good job doing that because, the story was about trying to get that family, that crazy nutcase family, out of there.
Oh no!
You
I
know?
created another song while we were sitting here.
Hmm.
Yeah, what's this one called?
I shit my pants and I liked it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he based it on I Kissed a Girl and I liked it.
How many beers have you had tonight?
This is probably about 6.
Should we listen to this one?
Yeah,
I don't know.
sounded funny.
Can't really read it when it's up either.
Oh, I was walking down the street so bright, saw a soda shop full of neon lights, with my blue suede shoes and a jive so tight. Then it happened fast on a Saturday night. I felt the rumble deep inside my gut, like a jukebox tune that just won't shut. Tried to hold it in, but couldn't no more. Right there I let it go like never before. I shit my pants and I liked it. Oh baby, it was a hit like a cruise from the heart of the city. I was walking proud, feeling so pretty. People stared, but I didn't care. My heart was light and the breeze was fair, like a doo-wop tune that fills the air. I wore those stains with a devilish flair. Got the band together and we set the groove. With the swing and rhythm we couldn't lose. Everyone danced in their shined out shoes, forgot their worries as they moved to the blues. I shit my pants and I liked it. Oh baby, it was a hit like a cruise from the heart of the city. I was walking proud, feeling so pretty. I shit my pants and I liked it. Oh baby, it was a hit like a cruise from the heart of the city. I was walking proud, feeling so pretty.
Oh my God.
You really can make it say anything. I mean, you say something, you just put in a little prompt, and it just builds it around it, and it knows what the hell you're talking about. Oh my
Be
god,
careful, Tom. It might be reading your mind too much.
AI is so much fun. It really is. It's dangerous, but it's fun.
It's dangerous. It's so dangerous that it can be fun. What?
Oh man. Yeah. Anyway, what are we ranting about?
What?
Oh,
Your
well,
comments will not be visible
Oh,
when
Willow is
streaming
here.
to a Facebook profile unless the stream is set to public. By default,
what?
the streaming is set to friends only.
What?
I'm reading an error that's up here in the comments, and it's like, what the
I don't
fuck?
see it.
It's on my end because I got
It's on your end.
yeah, I got the control.
It's client side.
He
So
thinks he's in control.
I shit my pants and I liked it. So funny.
well, where the hell do I change it?
I don't know, where the hell do you change it?
That was a long burp.
Hey, Joe, I got a question for you.
It's about 2 inches.
It's no, the question is about wrestling, and I don't normally ask questions about wrestling
Oh, yeah.
because I heard a commercial the other day
Yes.
that's something about a wrestling uh, thing they're doing over in Winona, Minnesota. And they said Jerry the King Lawler is going to be there. I thought he'd already passed away.
No, I don't think he did.
Really?
Let's see.
Jerry the King.
I didn't see that.
No, I didn't say
No,
he
he's
did.
still alive.
I thought he had passed away. But,
Yeah, no, he's
Oh,
74 years old, but he's still alive.
yeah. He
and
had a
that's
few
why I was
heart.
asking you because you're the one that knows more about that than I do.
Well, Jerry Lawler is no longer with WWE as far as I know either. Well, you don't see him anymore. I think he's over on AEW or something. He went over there with JR.
Oh my God!
But he had a few close calls because he's had heart attacks and stuff. He had a heart attack during
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Raw or one of the pay-per-views or something once.
I think one of the most famous things he did was the whole thing with Andy.
Yeah, Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, like the thing between him and Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, that.
And they were actually like close friends too.
Yeah, he did a sit down interview once, on a documentary, and he talked about that.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, they were good friends. That whole fight thing was scripted by him and Andy collaborating. Andy came up with most of those ideas.
Wait, no. Wrestling is scripted? I don't believe it.
It's all
Yeah. How is that?
it's all scripted, and because
How is
they're
that? Come on.
rehashing their storylines, it makes it
No, I think you're
extremely
lying.
predictable.
I think
Well,
you're lying.
all right. Let's talk about that. So the end result of the matches are scripted. What happens in between is not necessarily scripted.
Well, not always.
Which
but-
is why there are injuries and stuff like that. You
Well,
know?
that plus, all right, some of the interference, and that happens quite a bit these days. Where you got one faction coming out and interfering because their main dude is in the ring, and not winning.
Well, and things happen that aren't scripted.
So
like you remember in Glow Americana when she did that that backflip and she broke her elbow and shit right there on live TV and like that I mean that wasn't scripted. that actually happened.
But you got to also realize that even though I do that wrestling podcast every now and then, I tell
Oh
it
wait, you
like
do
it is,
wrestling?
too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
But
know.
I tell it like it is too. Some of those injuries are fake.
Yeah, but a
So
lot
that they
some
can
of them
go
aren't.
home. So it's like a way to cover up their say break from it because they want to go have an anniversary and go on a vacation somewhere with their wife or spouse,
Right.
Or
But some of them aren't scripted, and it just happens, and it's like
right.
they just roll with it.
Right. Well, they've had to because they,
Yeah, it
them
was live.
Well, with them women finding out also that they're pregnant and then they come out and say they're pregnant, they can't cover that up anymore and say they're out with an injury.
Yeah.
Which would have been a better storyline in a way for them. That's the way Vince looked at it.
Is speaking of Vince, is Stephanie still with Triple H or did they split? Yeah,
Nope,
they're still together.
They're running it. They've got one of them's got Vince's old job.
Is his son still involved in it, or did he split out?
Shane's been out of it for a while. He'll take off for years at a time. He's not big into it. He was never.
I mean, the whole McMahon family is just wow. It goes overboard of showboating. I mean, I'm just saying. It's
well, yeah,
But
but that's what also made it so popular and famous. I mean, back when I started watching wrestling, it wasn't all those shows and stuff wasn't on TV as much as it's. So I saw a lot of these shows that were never taped for TV, or were never televised, and I saw it all before the rock and wrestling era when
Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper came along, and then now you got all these music entrances and videos and stuff, fancy
Wow.
entrances. It just say, next to the ring is standing at, whatever Wayne
They
so,
were all just going the coattails of Andy Kaufman, by the
you
way.
know,
I'm just saying.
yeah, right.
He was the innovator of that. He made the switch between Hollywood and wrestling.
Well, yeah, he started it.
Yeah.
He started it.
Like wrestling women and stuff like
Well,
that.
yeah, and then by the time WrestleMania came around, and then they got all those WrestleMania is not anywhere close to what it used to be. I mean, think about it. Back when WrestleMania first started, you had a guest bell person on the bell to ring the bell. You had a guest ring announcer. You know, you had a guest host, and most of these people were from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't have that as much. This year it was like what? The Miz was hosting the show.
Oh,
Another wrestler. Yeah, he's a movie star, but who watched his movies? Most of them.
well,
were
I
shit.
mean that's equivalent of like old baseball players doing commentary for baseball and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
guess.
but that worked out good for some of them.
Like here in Philly, we'll have like Mike Schmidt will be there every once in a while. John Kruk is a regular on the commentary for Phillies baseball and stuff like that.
And in Milwaukee, it was Bob Euchre.
I must be
Yeah.
in the front row. He did those Bud Light commercials.
He is also on Major League.
Yep. Just a bit outside.
You do that pretty good too.
Yeah, he does.
Oh well, I know the baseball commentators. They do that. Hey, and he's going and he's going. Hey, like it doesn't matter what they're saying. It's the tone of voice, you know. And then in between, they're really calm. Like yeah, right. Like it doesn't matter what they say. But yeah, Bob Euchre was fun. Just a bit
Yep.
outside.
He was actually the commentator at Brewer Stadium in Milwaukee for many decades.
I must be in the front row.
Don't they call him like Mr. Baseball or something?
They did
Yeah.
at one point.
At one time,
Is he even still alive?
And then you had what was the other guy for football? Is Madden.
John Madden.
John Madden.
Oh, God. Madden was the king of the obvious.
Well,
You know what? In football, I mean, if you don't get the ball and you don't run it down the field, you're not going to get a touchdown.
I think you did Bucher.
It's
I think
like-
you did Bob Bucher a little bit better than you did Madden.
Yeah.
No,
And the only reason I
I'm like,
say that is I grew up playing all those Madden games from the very first one.
But Madden was the king of the obvious. You know, and he said shit. It was like no shit, dude. Really? You know what? If the defense stops you halfway down the field, you're never going to make it to the end zone. Well, no shit.
Yeah, he was even. They even made him that way in the video games,
No,
'cause
Bob
all
Euchre
his
is still
commentary
alive.
is- Yeah,
How about that? He's 90 years old. Jesus
I was just
Christ.
gonna say he's got to be in his late 80s, early 90s.
He was born in 1934.
Yeah, and he's been doing the. I think he started with the baseball before they became the Brewers, because before they became the Brewers, they were the Braves.
Yeah, and then we're not allowed to have that, you know.
So, and somewhere along the line, I don't know when they went from the Milwaukee Braves to the Milwaukee Brewers. But, the Milwaukee Brewers makes more sense since, Milwaukee's like the beer capital of the world.
See, here in Philly, we haven't changed the name of our team since like the early 1900s. They used to be the Philadelphia Athletics, but then they became the Philadelphia
I should
Phillies,
look
and
that
that's where
up.
they've been since there.
Uh,
And we have a made up mascot, the Phillies Fanatic. And he's like the most loved mascot in all of baseball. But the Phillies aren't doing too bad, man. I mean, they lost their last game. Who were they playing? The Brewers, I think, the last time, last
so
night.
the
But
Milwaukee,
the next game we win, we're guaranteed the playoffs.
actually, I was wrong. The Milwaukee Braves were unique among professional sports franchise when whatever moved its National League Baseball club from Boston to Milwaukee in March 1953. The Braves became the first major league to change cities in a half a century.
Hmm.
And then he moved the Braves to Wisconsin on three factors. But then they moved.
Cheese
Oh, I'm
and
trying to see. They moved out, or they uh, sold. All right, 1962 sold the group to a group of investors. They tried to move the club to Atlanta after the '64 season, but the stadium lease held them in Milwaukee through '65. Uh, And then opening day '66, the beloved Braves, who had never experienced losing season, 13
Ashley
years,
Woodward.
were
Hi.
playing at Atlanta Stadium.
That is Joe's daughter.
Oh,
So they moved from
hi.
the Braves moved from
She said
Milwaukee
hi to
to
me and not her
Atlanta
dad. How about
in
that?
'66. So somewhere after that,
I'm more
the
popular
Braves
with,
were formed.
with your daughter than you are. How about that?
Ha 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 ha. Mm. So, but yeah, they were the Braves for first. Braves was the first
Yeah,
team,
well, they had to
and then
change that because
they eventually sold the team and moved it to Atlanta.
that's her messaging you. No, I love you, Dad. I swear.
Mhm.
I don't. Yeah, it's not just Tom.
No, that's the Things Network chat. I'll bet
Oh.
you.
No,
No, I didn't even let you get my phone now. Damn
no,
it.
it wasn't. It wasn't Things Network. Because well, I'm not part of the Things Network chat. I'm part of the Fear Fans chat. Never mind. So it could be.
It's both the Things Network and then the Things
Oh,
chat. It was one of them,
boy,
and then
excuse me.
Lois's chat.
I don't want to squeeze you. What? Why would I do that?
I didn't say squeeze me. I said excuse me.
Oh.
So
Hey, come on, man. We're not that close.
I'm in so many different chats on there. Isn't
Yeah,
there like
me too.
isn't there like a BB3 one too?
No, there used to be, but me and Dom left that like
Oh.
months ago. We're like, no, I couldn't take it anymore. There was too
Right.
much
All
drama.
right. There's Fear Fans. There's two of them for Things Network. Uh,
You got two things.
Lois has got two different chats going.
Yeah, I know that was attractive. I mean, listen, ladies, lay off.
And then the Golf It chat and too many chats.
Fear fans.
My phone, I should have just left it on Do Not Disturb because it was so quiet. My phone would never go
Well,
off.
how would you know when we were playing golf if you did that though? So,
Oh, I'm at my computer enough.
well, I don't think we're going to be playing golf tonight because we played quite a bit.
It was like I'm sitting there watching TV out there. The thing goes off, and I'm watching TV out in the living room. My phone goes off in here, and I'm sitting there watching TV, and it's like One
Were
of
you
these
watching
ones
TV?
that don't have no commercials, so it's like, a good movie, you're watching on a streaming service and you don't want to pause it either. But I end up always, when my phone goes off, I can't sit there too long. I have to get up and check it.
Well, yeah,
And it drives me
because it
nuts.
might be me, and you might need to see it.
It's like, yeah, right. It's like, well, sometimes my daughter calls me late at night. Uh, my neighbor calls me every now and then, like last night, like around 8, 9 o'clock, calling me and saying,
Your
"Hey,
neighbor's like, "What are
want to
you
burn
wearing?
one? You want to burn one? Okay."
What are you wearing?"
No, nothing like that. That'd be the wife.
Wow.
No,
His wife.
no, God, no. His wife's home. Never mind. I shouldn't say that either. He might watch the show and
I don't have a wife.
I'm starting shit. I don't ever do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
no.
No.
Nobody usually calls me, so I should have left it on do not disturb. You know,
Oh my God, little bit.
little bit, little bit of Psycho. What the monster?
Yeah, little bit used to be little bit. Um,
Um. Come on, Tom.
I'm trying to think of the Unright, a little bit Unright. So she was part of the Chaos family, but now she's moved on to other families. But little bit has followed me and Dom and stuff like that for quite some time.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, I got it. I got it eventually. I am also an unofficial Unright as well. So the Unrights are like Chaos and Squeaks Unright, who are haunt actors, and they adopted me and Dom into their family. Dom is called Deuces Unright because he has 2 books that he published, poetry books and stuff. And then they called me Walking Unright because like I walk and I explore and stuff like that. So I am unofficially, and yes, and that of course is what Little Bit has called me, Stud Muffin Sugar Lips. Um, yeah. What the hell was Dom? What Little Bit? What was Dom? I forget his name that you gave him. I don't remember. Since we are broadcasting the BB3 TV right now,
Yeah, we are.
I did see that.
Yes.
Oh my god, I ran out of beer. What am
Oh
I gonna
no!
do?
Go get another beer.
Yeah, I probably should do that.
Yeah, just filter out your piss and drink it.
Sexy juicy pants.
That's it. Yeah. That's Dom's name. I have more beers in the fridge, but I do have to drive at some point tonight. I gotta drive my dad's license renewal out to the post office and drop it off in the box. Even though my dad doesn't drive anymore, he
Well,
hasn't driven for like 7 years. Easy.
you can always do that on your way to work in the morning.
Yeah, I could, but it's way out of the way to go to the post office on my way to work. So,
Oh, they don't have those blue boxes everywhere now?
well, I mean,
Or is that
I
another thing
drop
that's
it off
been
at the
slowly
one.
disappearing too that I just didn't notice?
I drop it
Like
off
the blue
like right
mailboxes.
at the post office, like the box they have right outside it, because I know that like when they come in the morning, they're gonna first thing they're gonna do is like grab all the shit out of there, and then they're gonna send it out. So, but I mean, thankfully, it's not a far drive, but still,
You know,
you better love me. I'm just saying
the
a little bit
we're
because
not too far off from what is it, September, October. So we're about a month, little over a month away from Halloween.
a month and a half.
You know. So you
No
got
problem.
plans for Halloween, Tom?
No, not really.
That wouldn't give us a whole lot of time to do anything, huh, Mark?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All depends on what you have available to you right now.
Well, the thing is, back in the day, oh, I don't know, before I married Tanya, so you're talking 20 years ago, before I got married, and met Tanya, so that was 20 plus years ago. Mark and I, and my brother, and sometimes Woody would get together, and
Woody.
sometimes my brother Alan would get involved. Um, and we build my brother's house into a haunted house. You
No,
know,
it was his garage.
yeah, well, his garage, but we also did the front yard, and when he was on the Heineck there, they had that screened-in front porch too that we utilized.
Hmm.
But we turned the whole thing into one big haunted house area, right?
Hmm.
And every year we'd add something new, and we did it this way. We would all get together the day of Halloween and set up, and then that night after it was, yeah, see, Ashley, you were involved. Um, you remember those, and that same night after it was all over with, we'd be up till about 2 o'clock in the morning taking everything down. So it was only around for one day, that Halloween, that specific one day. That way nobody could figure out our secrets, how we did things, you know. But it got so popular with the neighborhood that people were coming outside of our neighborhood to see it because word got out. And then if they'd spot us like at East Town or something, hey, you doing that Halloween thing this year? Hey, you doing that Halloween haunted house
Doing
this
your
year?
haunted house.
You know, are you going to do the haunted house this year? And you know, they'd keep asking her. Everybody, it was fun. We had a blast. I mean, Dwayne made a little girl cry, unfortunately, but it happens.
You kidding me? We made
What did you
adults
do?
Well,
cry.
I remember. Well, the thing is, he had like a screened-in patio or
We
porch.
made adults cry.
Right, just wait. I'll get to that. Dwayne, he had this patio. It was screened in, so you had to go through the patio door to get to the front door to knock on it for candy, right? That was the front door. It was all like screened in, small porch. Dwayne went out and got some hay, took some hay from the bale, and he stuffed it in his like arm area and stuff, and put it and duct taped it and stuff. Put a mask on and just sat as still as he could be. Oh, I'll never forget that. It was so fucking funny. It's too bad he's got all his stuff too, because he's got all my stuff. Because Kara just decided
Yeah.
to pack it all up in one bundle, and we'd have to start all over. Yeah, you had to go get a beer. I'll wait for him to come back. But it was fun, and it is fun. It still could be fun. Halloween was the best time for me. When I was a kid, I got candy for free.
Hmm.
I got a sugar rush. It was okay to go around getting candy. You know, when I got older, whole different meaning. You know,
Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Can you hear me at all?
no,
Hmm. Okay.
I can't hear you, Mark. Are you talking? Try.
What?
I can't hear
Hello?
you. Hello. I can't hear you, Mark.
Hello?
Mark.
Hmm.
Something's wrong.
Is my finger crooked? Can you see that?
If I could have only kept a
I'm not
straight,
fucking stupid, Joe. I know what you're doing.
if I just could have kept a straight face
You didn't need
stop,
to.
and not laugh,
Hmm. Yeah.
that
I
would
was
be
just wondering because this stupid thing screws
no.
up a lot. You
I
know that.
haven't. You haven't screwed up at all. I've been hearing you the whole time. Anyway,
What?
Dwayne Dwayne
What?
actually kind of looked like Jason with a husky mask on, and he had hay stuffed in his sleeves and down by his boots and stuff. And this little girl, she was what, about 9, 10 years old. She comes up,
I don't remember.
she looks at the patio door, and she's holding it, and
I think we scared the shit out of her too.
Hold the door.
she's like, oh, that's fake. He's fake. That thing's fake over there. It's
It's fake
fake.
news. It's fake news.
And gets in there and knocks on the door, comes out, and as soon as she gets her candy and stuff, and she's like looking at Dwayne real close, he decided to move, and she freaked out and started bawling and ran to the sidewalk.
Hmm.
But that was a little girl. Mark and I, one year, we were dressed up as like Grim Reapers, and
I'm the Grim Reaper.
we
I
were
was always the Grim Reaper.
opposite of each other, holding this, the scythe, and we had a pathway so that people had to walk up and walk down to get to the front door, right?
Hmm.
Right in between us, right? It wasn't the kid. The kid didn't get spooked at all when he came back and we moved because they thought we were fake, statues. It was the mother on the sidewalk that freaked out. That's Halloween became much more fun as I got older.
Well, yeah. When you can scare little kids and moms and stuff.
Not just that. I mean, when we were doing the haunted house
Oh
and
my
we were
god!
inside, dude, we had fucking adults talking shit when they'd come up to the door, and when they came out after being in there with us, it was done. It was over with for them. They were in tears. They were crying.
I mean, you got
It
to
was
realize,
fucking hilarious.
and then at some point, as our kids got older and they realized, well, we don't want to go out trick or treating. We'd rather help
We
you.
want to go help. We want to go help Dad.
So
Right.
you got these guys, like there's three of us doing this, mostly me, myself, and my brother,
Scare the shit out of somebody.
Mark,
Me,
myself, and my brother
Joe.
doing this, but our kids getting involved. Some of our kids grew up with pretty warped minds because of us.
Yeah,
You know, so you have them helping us, and it got worse. You know,
Hmm.
but we got getting popular every fucking year, more and more popular, and people were coming from across town. They were coming from the west side all the way over to the east side just to see this.
because they were being told about it.
We never advertised in the paper. There was no internet back then,
Right.
like there is now. And we didn't advertise that. It just word of mouth got out, and it just we were that good, and it was fun. And I really do miss those times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember the
Absolutely.
time
Absolutely.
I peed myself. My mind
You
twisted
peed yourself.
because of this.
so it sounded like you said, didn't it?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yes, damn it, I peed myself.
Ashley's a little demented.
A little. A little.
Ashley said, "I remember the time I peed."
Okay.
So Ashley's hugely demented because of what the shit we put her through.
Well,
And Woody freaking
solely just
daring
based
her
on who
to
her
fight him
dad
or
is.
told her to bite him,
You know,
Solely just
and
based
she bit him.
you know,
based on who her dad is, I can understand.
the whole thing is my kids grew up watching those movies early on, the horror
But I
movies,
still love that kid.
you know, and I'll tell you that
Ashley, I may not have ever met you, but you know,
Ashley,
you're a direct descendant of this man that I love up here. So I love you
Ashley,
too.
Ashley's mom was a real sweet woman.
Her mom,
And her mom was a real sweet
her
woman.
mom.
Yeah. Um, anyway, we lost her before Ashley turned 9. But anyway,
Uh,
we used to have these
That's
4th of July parties, right? And Ashley's kind of on the short side because her mom was on the short side. Okay.
Kinda.
Yeah, 5'2".
that is on the short side.
Well, so is his daughter.
My daughter's 4'11".
Anyway, we had this 4th of July party, and my buddy, I showed you the picture of Woody. He's the guy that kind of looks like Kid Rock back in his younger days.
Woody.
He was over at our house. My friend John Dunnick was there, and John had those mortars, and we were shooting off mortars, in the middle of the street because nobody could get to us because they had rhythm and booms going on. It was a real big event, so that whole street was pretty much crowded with. When that let out, everybody was walking, so you can't get no patrol cars up where we were. You couldn't get, most of the cops were down at Warner Park anyway, so we were shooting off mortars and we were grilling out, and all of a sudden Woody's like,
Brick and mortar.
he's like, I don't know, he was talking shit and he looks at Ashley and he's like, bite me, or, egging her on to bite him. Now, she's just a little shit, couldn't have been more than, I don't know, 3-4 years old maybe at the time, Ashley. So she stood about at his, like, just below his crotch line or whatever jaws were, and she bit him right on the inside of his leg, on the thigh, right below that line, right through the jeans, and she drew blood.
All right.
So
Well, if you're gonna do it right.
right. So to this day, Woody's still got a scar there from when Ashley bit him.
Yep.
Listen, I got a near dick scar because of your daughter.
Yep.
It was near my penis.
Yeah. Those were some good times. Shit, we lit off, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars of fireworks that day. Because every time I went out with Woody to go get fireworks on the 4th of July, the son of a bitch would spend like $300 or $400, and you'd end up with like $600 or $700 worth of fireworks in your trunk.
We just had a place open up in the last like 6 months around the corner from me that are year-round fireworks store.
Yep, we've got those here
It's
now.
the last thing we need around here because people are setting off fireworks around here all year long as it is, and then
Yeah.
they made a store there. It's like,
Yeah.
really?
They have one that open, that's in Windsor, and it's open year round. It's like a superstore. It's got more square footage than Walmart.
Yeah, not this one. This one's small, but still, it's the last thing we need in this neighborhood, easily.
Well, yeah, they don't need them year round. I mean, we got fucking winter here. What are you gonna do with fireworks in the wintertime in the first place?
Shoot them off for the sound aspect. That's it.
I
Look at
mean,
me, I'm shooting off fireworks. Huh.
back in Back when I was much younger, though, you couldn't get fireworks as easily as you could
Well,
now.
no, it was hard to get
I
them in the
mean,
Stone Age. I mean,
I
I
mean, my
understand.
dad. The only reason I got Black Cat fireworks, Black Cat firecrackers for the very first time, and those were a thing back then, was because he went to Tennessee, like the month before that.
So that's where you had to get them in the Stone
Well,
Age.
yeah, he had to go.
So,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, they didn't sell any of them. You didn't see them as many this side of the road on the highway trailers and stuff open year round now. Big
Life is a
signs that say
highway.
fireworks everywhere. You didn't see that
I
back then.
love it all night long.
And we had firecracker wars when he got back because he had like bricks and bricks of them fucking things. So
Bricks and pricks.
Dwayne couldn't hear
Yep.
Dwayne couldn't see for a few days. He had one explode like right on the bridge of his nose.
I wouldn't want people to explode on the bridge of my nose either. I'm just saying. It is a hot chicken.
Yeah, we got a hot pig too. Wait, where is it?
He's ready to go.
Yeah. There's the pig.
Wait, there we go.
See? I better not squeeze that too much. That's a dog's toy.
No, you don't want to squeeze it too much, man.
Yeah, I get the puppy in here going, I want that. That's mine. She hears that. She goes, that's mine. It's not yours. Give it back.
Yeah, it's hers, not yours.
Huh?
It's hers, not yours.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
You have to watch that.
So, anyway. we're about done.
Anyway.
Yeah, I got a few things to do this weekend. I got a 25-foot Ethernet cable that I got to run down to my router downstairs so I can plug my computer in.
So you're gonna hardwire your computer.
There was many. You missed them all.
Yes, I'm going to hardwire my computer.
There was many topics. You'll have to watch it. Rewatch.
Yeah, it jumped all over the place. You had to see it.
Well, that's what it's like. I said, the name of the show is starting next week. Hopefully, I'll get graphics done.
The deck.
The deck.
I don't know where he got that information from or where the inspiration came from. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with
when I
BB3
get done,
TV's
when I
support.
get done outside up here, my deck's going to be bigger than all y'all's.
That's right. I reckon my deck is pretty big. Mm-hmm. You want to see my deck?
Yeah,
And I'll tell you that
I've
woman, she
seen your
likes to
deck.
sit on my
Your
deck.
If you want to see my deck,
It's
I
all
can
been
show
falling
it.
apart.
My deck be
Yeah,
a falling
well, I'm
apart.
going to rejuvenate that
It's got
sucker.
holes in it.
I'm going to rebuild it. I found these little yellow pills that help me rebuild my deck.
I found a little old hole in my deck. I'm going to repair it, and we can all hang out on my deck.
Yeah.
Oh, shite.
So there's never going to be a topic anymore.
No.
So just a bunch of
No,
friends hanging out.
you're just gonna get to see Joe sitting around in his cowboy hat, thinking that he knows how to be a cowboy.
Fight me.
Actually, he's gonna break into that song. I want to be a cowboy.
I reckon he like them cameras. I think I could eat me a chicken leg or two.
And what was the title of that
Gotta
first
start
song?
smoking them Marlboros.
You heard two new songs here tonight too.
What?
Yeah, he shit my pants and I liked it.
Yeah, you heard two new songs.
And don't drop the soap.
I shit my pants.
Don't drop the soap, and
how about that?
See,
Premiered right here on this show.
Right here for the first
Nobody
time.
else. Nobody else.
Joe thought I wasn't going to be able to remember.
Ever, and they never
will. I can't remember shit.
Well, that's the next song.
There's a new one. There's a new. Yeah, I guess there's a new song there for you, Tom. I
What?
can't remember shit.
Can't
That's
remember
what I
that.
said. That's the next song. I can make it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I can do it real quick.
Shit.
Shit.
I'm so old, I can't remember shit.
Yeah, he was on Lois's show earlier.
Yep.
That started at like 3 o'clock my time. 3:30 my time. 3:30 my time.
All right. I'm making a new song as we
Making a
speak.
new song.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what it comes up with.
Uh,
I didn't even give it like any direction as far as the
Well-
type of music
well,
it should be.
we'll end it with Tom's new song. We're going to go
That's
over
right.
a little bit.
Yeah, there you
We're going to end it with Tom's new song. So when it's over, the show's
Yep,
ended.
yep, there you go.
So we'll see you next week. It'll be called The Deck. And we're going to go out with Tom's new song.
That's what it's called.
Can't remember shit.
Well, actually, it's called Insane Joe. Can't remember shit.
Oh, great.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, dig it.
Pick it out of
Wasn't up
you.
too far.
Pick it out of you.
Let me. There we go. There it is.
Joe's got a mind full of song, but his memory ain't too strong. Forgets the words every day, still the crowd loves his sway. Losing tracks but gaining fans, people dancing, clapping hands. Lost in beats, he moves on, half the show's already gone. And St. Joe can't remember, but he's got that burning fire. Lyrics lost in the ember, still he takes us higher. Another verse slips away, Joe just laughs and starts to play tunes he can't quite recall, but he never seems to fall. He's a singer of our dreams, even when it falls apart. Joe's forgotten all the themes, but he's singing from the heart. And St. Joe can't remember, but he's got that burning fire. Lyrics lost in the ember, still he takes us higher. St. Joe can't remember, but he's got that burning fire. Lyrics lost in the ember, still he takes us higher.
St. Joe. Can't remember shit. Yeah. It was short, but it was funny. Yeah.
All right. Time to
He's-
say
All
goodbye.
right, we're gonna go now. I feel bad about
Yeah,
myself.
we're done.
All
I
right.
feel bad about myself now.
Nah. All right. Till next week. Bye.
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 Bye.